Welcome back. As you know, I'm Eli, the computer guy, here for the Daily Blob, where we say, oh, maybe this is the way you can actually make money with artificial intelligence. You can become an AI moving company. That doesn't mean you're going to use robots and robotic trucks and all that kind of stuff to move people around. I'm just saying maybe you could actually create a company to move, basically, organizations from one AI stack to an entirely different AI stack as the AI companies in the United States lose their damn minds and you realize your risk tolerance does not allow you to use the American AI products. I find this to be interesting, again, to be thinking about the follow-on effects of the idiocy of American AI policy, and as our AI companies basically start groveling to the Trump administration, and then what does that mean for technology companies all around the world when they start thinking about whose products that they're going to buy. So I talked about this before with Anthropic, right? So Anthropic has decided to become a true 2025 bootlick for the Trump administration. And literally Anthropic has come out and said that China is the enemy, which is not the path that I would have gone down, right? It's really kind of curious, right? They did this entire blog post saying that China, again, as a company, as the company Anthropic, that China is an antagonistic state, that they will not support the antagonistic state, and not only will they not support the antagonistic state, but if China tries to use their services, going through other countries or whatever else, that Anthropic will block access to them too, right? So Anthropic is currently, true red, white, and blue, riding a bald eagle saying, China man bad. Which, again, I will keep arguing this. This is a very weird way to go for a multi-billion-dollar company. I think Anthropic just got valued at $183 billion. Remember, for investors, if they invest at $183 billion valuation, they really want to see that thing get to like a $2 trillion valuation. And so for them to come out and not simply say, we follow the rules, regulations, and laws of the country that we are incorporated in. Therefore, we'll deal with the export controls or whatever that are put upon us by the U.S. government, right? That's a way to go. It's like, it's not saying we agree with this. It's not saying we disagree with this. It's just saying, look, we have to follow the laws of the land. This is what the laws of the land are. The good part about that is that doesn't necessarily piss off anybody else around the world. That doesn't necessarily piss off the Chinaman, doesn't necessarily piss off anybody else, because yeah, right, we've got this particular person in office, this person is doing what they're doing, and may make people more angry at Trump, but doesn't make people necessarily more angry at the technology company. What's curious here, right, when Anthropic literally comes out and says Chinaman can't be trusted, we as a company are labeling China as an antagonistic state. We are going to prevent them because they cannot be trusted. And not only that, Anthropic comes out and literally states that it is the duty of AI companies to be on board with the US and basically Western allied world's idea of human rights and all that kind of stuff, right? That could cause a wee bit of frustration with people around the world. All of a sudden, it isn't that Trump is being a dick, it's that Anthropic is another piece of shit, colonial company or whatever else. And so what becomes interesting this particular time period is that you're going to have organizations that will have built their solutions using particular tech stacks, right? So for whatever reason, you design for Anthropic, you design for OpenAI, you design for Quinn, you design for DeepSeek, right? One of the things that's important to understand is when you're coding, right, you write everything out and then you're going to get a response back. from these AI models. And the thing is, all the models are going to provide a slightly different response. And so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to test a gazillion times. You're not going to need to find out what the response looks like. And then you're going to have to code in basically to parse for that particular response. Like, okay, I know this is how OpenAI is going to give a response. I know this is how Anthropic is going to give a response. I know this is how Quinn is going to give a response. And this is how I will design my code to deal with that specific response. What happens when these LLM companies lose their goddamn minds? And if you're with an organization, maybe you're no longer going to be able to access one of these LLM models because they consider you an antagonist for some reason. Or what if the employees for your company, or what if the government that you're under, or whatever else, can no longer stomach the American policies? An interesting question is, what is the move process off of one LLM to another LLM going to look like? And can you provide some services and get paid services for moving people off of particular models? Oh, you're a red, white, and blue American company, and one of your communist employees set you up on DeepSeek? Sir, we are here to move you off of that Chinese crap DeepSeek and put you onto true red, white, and blue, strong American AI on OpenAI. Or if you have a Chinese company and they designed everything for Anthropic, you're like, has your company, is there somebody in there, some fucking American sympathizer that decided to build on a colonial platform? Well, let us move you off of that colonial platform onto a platform that was built for the betterment of humanity. I think that is going to be an interesting thing to be thinking about going forward. And that's with this coming from Reuters. China's AI startup, Zhipu, offers plan for Claude AI users to migrate to its own model. So basically the idea, they're coming in and they're saying, oh, Anthropic doesn't want your money. Does Anthropic not want your money anymore? Don't worry, we want your money. As I always said, my first sergeant in AIT, as he would get up there, he would scream at us, and he would say, "You're all green to me. You're all green to me." And then he'd talk about reaching down our throats, pulling out our sphincter, and beating us with it. Anyways, but I always think about that. You're all green to me. That, right? When I ran my business in Baltimore City, you're all green to me. You got cash, I got product. I do find it fascinating in this modern world that China seems to be embracing this economic model more than the United States is. China's like, oh, you got cash? We'll sell you product. America's like, oh, you got cash? Okay, we'll jump through this hoop and make this loyalty pledge and sign this particular contract. And then we're gonna take this back to our executives and we're gonna think about this for a couple of days to say whether or not we believe that you should be allowed to buy our product. Which economic model do you think is going to succeed? This is why I get so frustrated. People say I'm a China shill, and it's like, no, I'm not a China shill. I would like my country to stop committing economic suicide. That's what I would like my country to stop doing. Anyways, China AI startup Zhipu said on Friday it would help users of Anthropic's Claude AI services migrate to its own GLM 4.5 model following a report that Anthropic will bar Chinese-run entities from using its AI services. Zhipu, in a post on its WeChat account, said the Claude application programming interface users can gain access to the GLM 4.5 model by replacing the API URL. The company is also offering new users 20 million free tokens and a coding package for developers it says costs 1/7 of Claude's while offering 3 times the usage. So there you go. The Chinese companies are out there and they're like, well, if America doesn't want your money, we do. And this might be an interesting thing. Like, I could talk about that with Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar used to say, you sell the sizzle, not the steak. Right? I've talked about that before with lifestyle brands. Right? If you look at a coat, you can buy a coat at Walmart, or you can buy a North Face coat, or you can buy a Patagonia coat. And for most people, now to be clear, for most people, the coat is going to functionally do the same goddamn thing, right? You're not hiking Everest. You're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You know you're not. You're not going to Antarctica. You might be going to Winterlude. Winterlude is cool. If you're going to Winterlude, make sure you bundle up. That place is fucking cold. Anyways, right? And there's the idea of the lifestyle. Like that when you buy a product, it is advertising the type of person that you are. I am a Walmart person. I am a North Face person. I am a Patagonia person. Right, that type of thing, and it's interesting to see in the real world, right? You get snobbery. They talk about snobbery and reverse snobbery, but it's all snobbery, right? You get some people. They're like, I will only wear Patagonia. Oh, anybody who wears a Walmart coat is déclassé or whatever. And the funny part is you get like people like Louis Rossmann. Louis, I think, has done well in life. I don't know. I can't keep up with him. I do believe Louis has done well in life. That motherfucker still shops at Walmart. And he is proud to shop at Walmart because he wants you to know he is a Walmart shopper. He's not one of these tutti frutti Eli the computer guys that goes to Ralph Lauren mansions. Louis Rossmann has never been into the Ralph Lauren mansion in New York City. He is not that type of guy. He is a Walmart guy. But anyways, think about this. This actually creates, right? This creates, openings for all of these different types of companies, right? So the Walmart company can sell, and the North Face can sell, and the Patagonia can sell. And now you go to REI or all these companies. Oh my God, there are so many different brands for clothes anymore. So many brands for basically the same damn thing, but they all mean something just a little bit different, right? And that is their market differentiator. What happens in a market when a product becomes essentially commoditized? I think about this with, I think it was Italy. I do believe it was Italy. And they were talking about this one business that started putting naked women on their pasta boxes. This is a true story, right? So anyways, apparently you go to Italy and they just have entire stores of pasta, right? It's fucking Italy and it's pasta, right? Pasta is not that difficult to make. A lot of it is more or less the same. You're in Italy, they eat a lot of pasta. So how do you differentiate your product when everybody's selling the same shit? And honestly, it doesn't really matter that much, right? So what they did is they started putting naked women on theirs. So you got a whole bunch, like this one has some person in this box has some person in a field. This box has like a little wheat kernel on it. This box has pasta noodles on it. And this one has boobs. This one has boobs. Apparently, it was a very successful advertising campaign. The box that has boobs on it sold more than the box that had wheat on it, right? Because people are just like, I don't know, what should I buy? Ooh, boobs. Anyways, I think this is going to be an interesting thing to be thinking about with the AI world. And again, with software as a service, infrastructure as a service, the products that you're going to be selling over the next decade, is the idea of how do you start inserting lifestyle branding into the as a service world, right? We are a true, like what, Black Rifle, is it Black Rifle Coffee Company? I don't know, the coffee company for militia members or whatever else. I don't really get it. Every time I see their coffee, they got like some fucking guy with an M16 or whatever. I'm like, I'm not sure what that has to do with coffee, but whatever else, right? That's something to think about. Like, how do you put that lifestyle branding onto the services that you offer? And that's where we talk about intent. And that's where we talk about storyline, right? That's where we talk about brand integrity, right? We are a true blue American as a service company. What does that mean? All of our server rooms, all of our data centers are in the United States. We do not transfer any data outside of the United States. all of our employees are American citizens, right? We put red, white, and blue stickers on things, so obviously you know we're American, right? That's the type of thing to be like with lifestyle branding. Or you come out and you come up with your solution, and you're just like kind of like the Linode of the world or whatever. You just try to say we are the dirt cheap solution. You want dirt cheap storage blocks. You want dirt cheap LLM solutions. You want dirt cheap VPSs. We are your dirt cheap solution, right? Again, think with things like regulatory compliance and that type of deal. We are the regulatory compliance solution. I think there's going to be a lot of openings for those types of business opportunities to basically be able to reel people in. And it's something to kind of consider, right? Think about that like with hamburger joints, right? If you're in a city, if you're in an American city, you probably got 50 different places you can go to for a hamburger, but you probably only like one or two. Why? They're all hamburgers, right? You go to one or two because of specific reasons. And I think that'll be something to think about going forward. So anyways, so what do you think about this? What do you think about an AI startup basically trying to I don't know, is it poaching? Is it poaching customers that you're getting rid of? Anyways, what do you think about a Chinese startup poaching customers that Anthropic is specifically trying to get rid of? What do you think about this for implementing these AI solutions into your systems, and then realizing at any point in time they can pull the rug out from under you for any kind of reason, and theoretically it's service-oriented architecture. Theoretically, you could just replace OpenAI with Anthropic, or Anthropic with OpenAI, or DeepSeek with Anthropic, or whatever else. But functionally, again, think about actually parsing the response with prompt engineering, right? Prompt engineering, a lot of people think is a joke, but it's a real thing. I have actually met real professional prompt engineers, but it's a real thing, right? How the LLM understands the prompt. You may have designed very sophisticated prompts that work great for Anthropic, and you put them to OpenAI, and OpenAI does its thing, but the results might be ever so slightly different. How long would it take to re-engineer all your prompts? And it's not just the prompts, it's that whole context engineering thing. So when we talk about the prompt, and we talk about RAG, retrieval augmented generation, we talk about all these other things that go in. How long would it take you to literally re-engineer how you ask a question of an LLM so that you get back the results that you need? I think this is one of those things to be thinking about as we go forward. So what do you think about this? What do you think about Anthropic getting rid of Chinese customers and Chinese businesses going, your money green, your money green? Who do you want to do business with? Who do you want to do business with? Somebody who basically at the end of the day just wants your money, or somebody who wants you to jump through hoops, do a loyalty pledge, sign a contract, and then they'll get back to you in a couple of days if you are pure enough for them, right? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. Give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing, call me a moron. Just do it down below. Do remember silicondojo.com still exists. We are going to start doing in-person classes in Durham, North Carolina, also in Asheville, North Carolina, and we are going to have a founder of a $2 billion cybersecurity startup. He is going to be doing a fireside chat with us at the beginning of October. So if you're interested in any of that, do make sure to go to silicondojo.com and become a member so you can keep up to date. And with that, see y'all later.